It was an uncharacteristic performance in the Seahawks' 17-12 loss on Sunday afternoon at Lumen Field. What's going on? Jackie Montgomery with your Seahawks Daily. On Monday, Pete Carroll spoke with the media and gave his key takeaways after watching the film from Sunday's game.
There's some real obvious things on, third downs on offense would have made a huge difference. Not converting. We got to stay out of the real long ones. They're so difficult. We want to run the ball. Always want to run the football. Chris looked really good. I'd love to see him more. Defensively, we had a portion of the game, in the third quarter. It was really the third quarter was where we just lost our edge for a moment and then regained it. I'd like to see the consistency all the way throughout. I really liked the way the defense was running and hitting. I thought Jordan Brooks really showed up. I think this was by far his best game. I really liked the way Jamal played. He was all over the field making things happen. There's tons of stuff that I thought special teams really played good again, and love the way that those guys were running and hitting and making their plays. So it's good and bad. It's never as bad as it seems, never as good as it seems, and that's kind of what this was all about, looking at the film.
Linebacker Jordan Brooks had the best game of his young career. He tied Jamal Adams with a team-high 11 tackles on the day, a new career high for the rookie.
He played hard now. He had some great plays in this game. It's really, if you go back and if you have a chance to go look at your TV copies or whatever and see it, there's 4 or 5 really, really beautiful tackles in the line of scrimmage and coming off blocks and fitting into the running game. He played like a real veteran in this game, and he was confident and physical, and he and Bobby were banging folks, and it was really great to see. This was just his best game, but that's how he's going to play, I think. I don't think this is like he won't be able to attain this level again. This is just who he is, and we've been really excited about him, and those plays show you why. And almost had a pick too, on a low ball, and so he's did some nice stuff.
Carroll was disappointed that they couldn't get Carson more involved. The running back averaged 5 yards a carry and finished with 110 all-purpose yards. Carson is just 2 games back from a foot injury that caused him to be sidelined for a month, and because of that, they had to monitor his workload. He
was feeling like he could handle about as much as he did the week before, so we weren't really ready to cut it loose. He feels better this week going into the week than he's felt at any time. So I think this week is really a time where we have a chance for just cut him loose and he can take the full load. That hindered us a little bit in the thinking, and Carlos entered the game kind of gingerly as well, and so that both those guys had affected us a little bit, and unfortunately that's just the way it went. Chris looked really good. He handled what we did. He came out of the game better, so in the long run of it, we'll have him, we hope, at full speed, full load this week.
With Carson getting healthier as the season goes on, that should help the offense get back to a more balanced approach, something Carroll hopes to see moving forward.
We need to be balanced. We need to have our balance about us and able to go wherever we need to go. Down the stretch here, we need to be ready for anything, and there's a lot of information. Now, if you notice, there's a lot of scores that are starting to go the other way now, starting to cut down a little bit on all the points. There's been enough time for the defenses to see everybody, and right now it's going to be more challenging. Early in the year, it was wide open. It was like the wild, wild west out there on offense, and we fell prey to that as well. But it's tightening down. So we're going to need the running game. We're going to need the throwing game. We're going to need to be able to do all the things we need to do to take what's there in the games as it unfolded.
Another player who could help the running game get back on track in the upcoming weeks is Rashaad Penny. The 3-year pro is expected to be back on the practice field this week after suffering a torn ACL a year ago.
First off, we're really excited to get him back and get him back on the field with us. And it's just been a long haul. It's very meaningful to him to get back out there, first of all. And then, we'll try to. You really want to see him bang his brakes, and really get down and hit it and give really good tempo in practice. He needs to practice at a high tempo and make the choices and the cuts that he has to make, catching the ball, how he's moving, how he's bursting. All of those things we'll look for. Is a really fast football player, and really sudden, and we'll look for, all of those kinds of things. We'll try to get him in positions where we can, start to gather information. It'd be a crime if you get out there and he didn't get many reps and didn't get to see much, So he'll get some service team reps. He'll get to get against a number 1 defense, and that'll give him some good tempo and all. And we'll just start putting together the information. I've said it the whole time. The last thing we're going to do is rush this decision or rush the timing of this, which we haven't till now, and I don't want to rush this next phase of it. Want to make sure he feels really good about it. That'll ultimately be what it is. Corbin, he's got to say that I'm ready, I can go, I can hit it. And he's to that point to practice now. Now he needs to go out and do it against our guys. So.
Defensive end Carlos Dunlap saw limited snaps Sunday as he dealt with a foot injury. Carroll is confident that he is getting healthy, along with a handful of guys who should be available to help Week 14 versus the Jets.
He's better off today than he was, so that's a good start to the week. By Wednesday, Thursday, we'll know where we're sitting with him. But he feels better about it, and it's real positive signs. There's a few guys, with Dunbar coming back. That's a nice shot. Shell's coming back to us, we believe, and he thinks he can practice this week. And Cedric will come back this week as well. That's a nice little boost right there. So we're getting a few guys back in the action that could help us out a little bit.
In some injury news, Quinton Dunbar is expected to be back at practice this week. You can listen to Pete Carroll's full press conference on Seahawks.com.